let it slip out. Men just fart anywhere and pretend like they didn't do it or could care less. Is that what they do here in Port Hope? I hear there's a lot of controversy about some uranium. When I first heard it, I thought it said Uranus. I figured I could relate to that. I see. I'm not gonna take it too deep. And as I see, we're gonna do it. I see. I love Port Hope. There's just so much going on here at the farmer's market. They have lots of interesting vegetables. I just found some of them under my bed. I don't know what that was about. I'm sure you can figure it out, right? Hey, look at her. Her mouth is wide open. Only thing I see is daylight. You must date black men. What happened? 9 inches only comes in black, not white or Chinese. Don't ask. I see where this is going. I see. Some of the older ladies haven't been laid in a while and they're ready. Oh, they call them cougars. Hungry cougars here in Port Hope. We are so glad that so many of you could come out and see us. We actually have an amazing show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Dionne Warwick will be here. The psychic herself. She's the lady that tried to smuggle the drugs across the border. She was psychic. She should have knew better. We have the divine Miss M will be here. She will be here to represent for the big girls like Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley said to me, Stephanie Stevens? I said, yes. She said, I lost 35 pounds. I said, Kirstie, look behind you. You'll find them. We have the sleek and sexy Cher will be here. That's right. We have a few little boys in the audience for Cher. You know she likes them young.
To take anybody's place, I'm not trying to occupy anybody's space. So, as a trans woman, yes, I pass that, right? People, I get looks, I get looked at, right? And you know, oh, yeah, is that a man or is that a woman? No, I'm a trans woman. Thank you very much.
Now, now that you said that, what kind of men are attracted that you are attracted to that you think are attracted to you? I mean, the tattoos and everything sort of would either make you a dominatrix fetish. I mean, most men would look at you as though either you're a biker chick or you're into dominatrix, like and the flaming red hair and the lips. I mean, these are all
very provocative
and sexy.
Yes.
So, what kind of men are you attracted to?
I have a very specific flavor. I like black men.
Oh, is that for a particular reason?
Yes, it is, because they're very smooth and they're very confident and they approach me.
Oh.
I have no time for a boy that's going to sit across the room and make faces and winking and blinking at me all night. I'm blind. I can't see that far. Oh. You got to come and talk to me, right? You got to come and talk to me. Yeah, flirt with me.
Now let's just talk a little bit. Now that you've opened that window, I'm going to go back because the hair and the tattoos. I think people want to know a little.
You know the rest of the saying. I was not going to bend. I worked hard. I'm very proud of the things I've done. I would have liked to have been a little bit more of a success at what I do, but nobody held me back but me. So I'm strong.
Okay.
But I don't think I ever really challenged myself. I never really had a hard time with performing once my foot was in the door.
Okay. Now, do you find that there's competition with what you do as Liza in Philly? Because I think Craig lives in Philly.
Craig. I don't know where Phil Craig lives. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's back in Vegas. But, Phil and I are great friends. I would give up the stage
He's
for
a
him.
nice guy. When I was trying to do Diana Ross, he helped me out.
Wonderful.
I didn't look a thing like Diana Ross, but he was trying to help me do the makeup.
He is incredible, and if I were booked with him, I would never go up against him. I'm secure about all and confident of all my characters, including Liza, but Phil Craig is Liza Minnelli. So I would walk aside and I would do Judy or somebody. So yeah.
So when you got the acknowledgement that you were going to actually be in Connie Francis' book, I just want to go back to that for 1 minute. Did she sign your book, or did she send you a copy of it?
No.
No.
I bought my copy.
Oh, you bought your copy.
And I could have it signed. I forgot to bring it when I saw her in Wildwood. I was just like so nervous. I still get thummy and tongue when I meet Connie, and I've known her personally since like 91. And I still around her, I'm just in awe of the woman. So it's tongue, Miss Francis.
Now, you said that you were acting in an off-Broadway.
No. I was off Broadway as Connie Francis in the show. I acted in an underground soap opera that was filmed here in Philadelphia called Maple Peach USA.
Okay.
And I played a character that escaped from a mental institution.
I'm not gonna laugh, girl. That was very funny the way you said
Well,
it.
the reason why I got the part is because I could laugh like Woody Woodpecker.
Oh.
And yeah, well, there was no interview. They just said, you got the part, and that was it. And the basis of the story was I found that I was adopted and I was rich and I shot my grandmother. They put me in an institution, and the opening scene was me in a straitjacket. It was filmed up in West Philly, at a friend's house, and cameras came in after I beat the doctor over the head and drove off to escape. We filmed at Lancome Hospital.
Okay.
And I was in a short baby doll nightgown with pink scuffies, and I had a wig and a fall, and the wig blew off with the wind and hit a tree. But the opening scene is, they film it out of context, and they filmed me in the straitjacket and with a gag in my mouth, and I didn't see it when they showed it, but few people said they hit the floor. They were laughing so hard when they saw the gag in my mouth in the straitjacket.
Now, when you were what the business that we do is up and down all the time. Yeah. Now, I'm sure you have heard. I'm trying to get an interview with Frank Marino. I'm trying to. Now, what do you think has happened to places like Divas and Evening at La Cage, the Jewel Box Review, these shows that were very prevalent for celebrity impersonators and professional ones that got paid top dollar? What do you think has happened since this business has sort of, even though it's still there, it's not as much in the mainstream as you think it should have? Because celebrity impersonation should have evolved into something much bigger, because we've been working at it for so hard for so long.
Absolutely. Well, we're all closed down. I'm out of work too because of the quarantine with the coronavirus. I've never been to Vegas to see these shows as an adult. I was in Vegas as a child. I don't remember, but I don't really know. I know Frank Marino is a wonderful person. We have spoke on Facebook Messenger. He's a wonderful guy. Other than that, I don't know anything else, but I do agree with you. We should be more mainstream. It should be advertised, Frank Marino, or in Vegas, come see, as much as Celine Dion or Cher or something. Well, I shouldn't put Cher, she's a goddess, but we have paved a lot of roads for a lot of people, and people do, when you're good at what you do, you should get acknowledgement for it. Absolutely.
Well, I had a young queen in Your Cameraman Is Shaking. I had a young queen explained to me that she thinks that celebrity impersonation is dying. And I explained to her, I don't think so. Because I explained to her, as long as older people love the divas and play their music, and as long as the young children who are rapping and doing whatever else sample their music, we will always be working because people can relate to that. Now, I find today that the young children don't impersonate the stars that they admire. They just prance around in multicolored, in these multicolored wigs and these things that, for me, a lot of the drag doesn't make sense. Celebrity impersonation makes sense. What do you think about the children in your community that are probably getting top billing over you?
Well, I'm not bitter about it. I had my day when I was their age. It's their turn. I work with a very talented entertainer, Kelly Couture, and she'll wear different color wigs, but she came out as Gwen Stefani and she nailed her. She looked she looked just like Gwen. It was fabulous. So a lot of the new kids are able to pull it off. And the ones that don't want to do a specific diva and just want to be them, more power to them. Because, like I said, I had my day when I was 20 and 21 and when I started. So I'm happy for them. I enjoy doing what I'm doing and they enjoy what they do.
So do you think, because I've been watching certain places like Hamburger Mary's, they're doing very well, which to me is just a little bit of an upscale of a Lacage, but the basic same format. Same thing with lips, but it just featuring more of the trans community in a diverse kind of a way. Now, what do you think the impersonators like us, the older ones that are still around that can still do it, where do you think we fit in? What do you think we should do to get our headlines back? What do you think we should do?
Keep on doing what we do. I like to keep it real. Hopefully I'm respected by my younger drag nieces. I don't walk in with a diva attitude. When I walk in, there's no challenging each other for dominancy. When I come in, I'm a guest. I'm just like this. I can't speak for every other diva in my generation, but as for me, I think I'm where I am. I've fought all my life, and I'm going to probably continue till I retire. That's just the way it is.
Okay. What advice would you give the young children today about what we do and what we have done?
The girls already in the business or girls that want to start in the business?
The young up and coming ones that are trying to make their way, even some of the ones that are just their first time now, either dressing in drag or trying to be female impersonators in a way, understand what I mean?
Right. Well, I don't offer advice because I don't like taking advice. What I do is if they come to me, then I'll probably do what, Phil Craig did to you, tweak, do a little this, soften this up, if they ask for my advice, because some of the new girls already have it together and they don't want to hear from me.
Okay.
I make advice from them to do eyes and everything. A lot of them are really gorgeous with their eye makeup. And there's some divas too who put on a wig for the first time and then they'll just stroll into a dressing room. And then I'll have to be and say, all right, honey, calm down now. We're all in this together to entertain. It's all fun. You're among friends.
So let's just say you're in the room and you're the oldest one in the room.
It happens.
A lot of us have been, a lot of times being the older one in the room. Do you think the young children respect us in any sense?
Some of them do, and some of them don't. Now that you bring this up, of course, I did a show. I'm not going to say where with whom,
Okay.
but the queen was very, I don't know how to say it. She was being disrespectful.
Mhm.
And my husband, who's working the camera, also noticed it. And it was just she's being like a little catty. And I'm a professional, okay?
Mhm.
I'm a secure gay man that performs as a
Mhm.
woman.
Okay.
And I'm secure as an entertainer.
Okay.
So that comes off very insecure to me. So I'll ignore it because I'm there to entertain, make my coins, and then, leave.
Okay.
And she was just being a little snippy and and I finally I don't remember what I said, but I just said, like, in a nice way, girl, it's okay. We're all in here. We're all going to perform and do a great job.
Mhm.
It may not have been in those kind of words, and it wasn't anything,
Mhm.
forceful or direct, and just very nicely, like, it's okay, girl.
Mhm.
I'm old, but I'm not old,
Now, in your community, have you found that you are working more or less?
Well, with getting hired in Atlantic City, I'm actually working more. It's really nice.
Okay.
I hope to continue after this, pandemic is over with, because I enjoyed working. I do enjoy working. I do.
Well, I see that they're trying to get things back going in Atlantic City. I know
Yeah.
that the boardwalk was closed for a long time.
Casinos too are closed. Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get that back going. Now, what are you doing now, like to prepare to go back to work? What's actually happening now?
I chained the refrigerator locked. Now it's chained cold. I'm on a strict diet to slim down thinner than I was before, so I can do my high kicks and twirls as Liza without needing oxygen afterwards.
No.
Honest.
I don't know what it is about you. I say this to a lot of the performers, but I am just drawn to people that are naturally talented and that just naturally have that thing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Stephanie Stevens Show. I am Stephanie Stevens, and I will be your host for the next 45 minutes. We have an incredible performer on tonight that I wanted to introduce to my audience from when I was growing up in the wonderful city of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Like I said, today our show is about education and inspiration for the LGBT pronoun community. And tonight I have decided to invite one of the greatest performers I used to watch all the time, and I grew up with in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Mr. Gerald J. Mays, AKA Tiffany Middlesex. Hello, lady.
Hello, lady. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So where are you at in Florida?
I'm in Tampa.
Oh, you're in Tampa.
Yes,
How's that
I've been
going?
here since 78.
Oh, since 1978?
Mhm.
Oh my God. So what are you doing now, Gerald? What are you doing now?
Well, what am I doing now?
Are you retired?
Oh, yes, I've been retired since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I retired a few years back.
are you
I wanted to retire while I was still at the height of my profession. I didn't want to wait until, I didn't have all this zest and, I wanted to retire when I was still at the top.
that's a good way to look at it.
I wanted to go out on top.
That's right, go out on top. Tina Turner said the same thing. She said, I wanted to go out at the height of my career, and that's it, go out on top. Now,
Like they say, remember my name.
oh. Now, Tiffany, where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
I had one brother and two sisters, and I had a pretty close-knit family because they, as typical with many Black families, they were not accepting of my homosexuality. So that was a big problem in my youth. I mean, I used to sneak out the house and climb down the drain pipe to get out the house and go drag and go to the bars at 15 years old, girl. And won contests.
Yeah, hello. Now, when you were in Toledo, Ohio, now, what was the first time that you had your first experience that solidified that you knew you liked men?
It's a cliche, but the boy next door. The boy next door. I was seven years old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he beat me up first.
Oh, don't they all?
Beat me up, and then we went down in the basement and did the do, and
Mm-hmm.
he never beat me up again.
Well, there you go. Something was good.
That was good.
Now, what I want to, this is for me, it's how do you feel now that you have achieved so much, and how is your retirement? How is it really for you? Can you really retire really well as a former entertainer? Is things good for you? Did you get what you wanted to in your retirement out of your career?
Well, you know, girl, you can say you retire, but you never retire in the heart.
An entertainer is always an
An
entertainer.
entertainer is always an entertainer. You can retire, but that's always in your heart. And it was tough for me to retire, but I knew it was time. You know, I didn't move as fast as I used to do, and I didn't. I was having so many medical problems back then,
Mm-hmm.
so many, and I just figured I needed to concentrate on my health.
That's right. Health comes first. Without that, we have nothing.
First, I had to do that, and I'm, you know, to say, I know a lot of people say, well, they stop jogging, they don't miss it, but that's a lie. You always miss it. You love the thunder, that applause, and you love that romance you have with the audience. You know, it's like a romance. You dance a little dance,
The
and
love affair.
you love that, and I miss it. But
Do you
my-
go to the bars
my-
now, watch the shows? Do you go to the events and watch the shows or to the bars?
my faith has been a big part of me.
Okay.
My faith has brought me through a lot. My faith and my little dog Piper, wherever she is. Oh, there she is. Hi, Piper. My dog.
Oh.
And but I
You
don't
know, I'm glad to see that you even I'm glad to see that you're doing well. I mean, because there's a lot of us that are not here and that are not doing well. Now,
Well, I've had some problems, but
Mhm.
I don't let them stop me, and I overcome them.
That's great.
A problem is only a problem as long as you let it be.
That's right. You know, I tell people all the time, trust me, Tiffany, I've been through my ups and my downs, but I pushed through because I was just determined to make things better for me.
Right?
That's it. Now, where did you find your drag name? Where did you find that?
Well, Tiffany came off of a character on TV stuff that was called The Edge of Night,
Okay.
and her name was Tiffany. And I got Middlesex. I was taking this guy home, and he was giving me directions, and he said, "Tiffany, turn left here on Middlesex." It was Middlesex Drive, and it just clicked in my head. So that's how I got it. I was taking it. Cute guy too.
Oh, she was doing a hookup. That's it.
Look up in the last name.
Yes, hello. Now that's amazing. That is
I
really
came off a street sign.
hello. Now, when you first, where did you first figure out that you knew you were gay and you wanted to just be in the bars and be that? What was the first drag show you seen that you said, I can do that and I need to be up there?
Oh, it was in Toledo, Ohio. It was that Joe's, what was his name? Joe's Bar. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was 14 years, I think it was 14 or 15. And I went in with some friends, and they were doing a show, and I just couldn't believe it. I said, oh, they're gorgeous. You know, these men look like women. And I always had a theatricality about me because originally I wanted to be a Broadway dancer. I studied dance for 15 years with my dance teacher in Toledo. I started out at the Boys Club at 9 years old, and then she took me from there to where she worked at the Jewish Community Center, and I worked still stand there with her for about 15 years. So I wanted to be a Broadway dancer, but I saw the drag show and I got that bug. I love that flair and the glamour and how the people just seem to adore the entertainers. And I just wanted to be adored.
Oh,
Don't we all?
Yes. Well, hello. Adored all day, every day, if you ask me. Now, who did you have a drag mother?
No, we didn't have drag parents back in the day.
Okay, so
we didn't
you
have drag parents back then.
Self-taught?
In the 70s. No, I didn't. Well, I did have a drag parent. I didn't know about it, but they did have them, but I didn't know. I know that.
Okay. Now, who are some of, do you think drag today is better or?
Oh, girl, you go get me in trouble. I knew that question was gonna come up, and I've been preparing for it, and I'm still not ready for it.
Oh.
But I'm a very truthful person. Do I think the drag today is better than in my yesteryear? Honestly, no, because when I was doing drag, to see a man become a woman and perform like a woman, enjoy it. But now, these days, look at you, you're beautiful, but you doing yellow hair and pink hair and eyelashes 6 feet long and paint your face like a wolf, and that's not drag to me. I know it's entertaining. I know people love it. All praise to RuPaul. I love him dearly. He's one of my best friends. I knew him for a long time. I knew him when I lived in Atlanta. But that's entertainment, but it's not what I feel.
Not what we do.
It's not what we do.
That's right. It's not what we do. And some people don't understand that when we say that. But people who've been around as long as we have, because I've been in the business 31 years, and I'm sure you've been around, a little bit longer, and you understand the dynamics of drag. Drag back in the day, like you said, was men who dressed up as women. Even though today a lot of the performers have some augmentation or not, and whether they
99%.
And whether they live in that reality, we know most of them don't live in that reality because they're only doing the augmentations to actually try to progress or get an opportunity. Now,
this is not to say that I'm not by any means putting girls down. I'm just saying that's not the road I wanted to take. But whatever anybody's going to do, how they entertain, what they want to do, how they see it, good for them. God bless them. As long as you're entertaining somebody and you're doing what you want. That's all.
Now, I heard that you relocated from Toledo because one of the bar owners in Tampa offered you a great opportunity as the show director.
Say that again.
I read on your page where you relocated from Toledo, I think.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you how that story happened. I was working in Cleveland with Lori Del Mar. She was from Orlando, and she got me to come and do a guest spot at the Parliament House. And this gentleman named Ray Jennings had just opened up a club in Tampa, and he saw me at the Parliament House. And I don't know how he got my number. I didn't really find out. But anyway, when I went back to, I was living in Cleveland at the time. When I went back, he gave me a call and asked would I be interested in coming back to Tampa and doing a week's work at his club. I said, sure, I'd love. So I came back there for a week at a guest spot. And the next thing he asked me to stay and become show director. I went back to Cleveland, packed up, and was back here jiffy quick.
So you are Miss Florida 1980.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
were
it's
the
my 40th
highlights?
anniversary.
Oh my God. So what are the highlights of your career? Give us some of the things that people who are successful as you have been, what are the highlights you should look forward to? Of what you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the biggest highlights is when I first got hired at Renee's
Okay.
in Tampa. That was Renee's show bar was the mecca of drag, and Renee Garris' show was the godfather of drag. He's had more Miss Floridas than any other nightclub owner, and um, that was a great big highlight. And of course, winning Miss Florida was the ultimate for me. I had won many contests before, but that, because when I first moved here and they said, well, she's talented, but she's not that pretty. She doesn't have the look of a Miss Florida. I said, okay, bitches, let's wait. And 1980 came by, and of course, I knocked them dead. And so, pretty is pretty does, but talent means a lot.
Well, trust me, I watched you for years and you were amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to
Thank you.
You had a real impact on my life and my career, and you made me always think of drag in the professional sense because that's just the way you were.
That's so nice. Thank
I
you.
remember watching you, Dana Manchester, and Tiffany Aragus do the anniversary show at the Copa one year. And
Yeah.
you remember that?
I remember.
And that was amazing.
Oh, that was a great show.
I will never forget it.
That was a killer show.
Yes, that's when shows were shows.
That's when shows were shows.
Now, people ask me today, who's my drag mother? And I tell them I did my own thing. I just looked up to so many other girls. I learned from watching them, how they act, how they perform, and I learned from that. But if anybody was my first drag mother, I would have to say Belle Kincaid because she just gave me a pair of earrings and said, you're on your way, girl. She gave me a pair of red earrings. I'll never forget it as long as it's my first drag earrings. So I have to say, I take my hat off to the girls back in the day. I take my hat off to you for setting the standards because entertainment was real entertainment back then. And people didn't hesitate to buy tickets. I've been telling you, those ballrooms were full.
Yeah, they were.
Miss Florida was something else. It was the hottest ticket in town.
And I love the production numbers. I was choreographed. You don't see any of that now in shows. So the production numbers with the dancing and I loved all that. I missed all that from shows.
And the clothes, the elegance, the grandeur of it all was just the spectacle. That is what makes drag drag. And no matter how you put drag out there, drag is first and foremost, you need to look like a female. Now, whichever way you get there, I'm not here to judge from people having augmentations or surgeries or this or that.
No, it's whatever you want to do, whatever drag is to you.
But for you, for me, watching you showed me that there was a professional side to drag. Today, I don't see a lot of that. Even when I watch some of the most prestigious pageants, it almost seems cookie cutter. What do you think? So, how do you feel about some of the pageants you watched that are now in Florida or around your surrounding cities, or the ones you watch on the internet? What do you think of some of them?
To be honest, I never really cared that much for drag pageants. I mean, after I won Miss Florida, I didn't really go and see them. I didn't ever care them, but I know a lot of girls that and they really enjoy it. It gets their juices going, and they enjoy all the competition, and I think that's great. I think that's great. I mean, competition is good.
Competition is good. It keeps things fresh.
Yes, it does.
Now, back in the days, because it was back. I remember before I moved to Canada, we was right in the middle of the AIDS crisis.
Wow.
Now, a lot of the girls have gone on. People that I knew, like Sheena Black, Hogany, all the, just so many other ones. Do you think that those girls would be alive today if they just, if America had health care?
Oh my God. So many people would be alive and better off today if they had health care. So many. I mean, when the AIDS crisis struck, oh my God, it was devastating. I mean, it was just horrible. I remember when I was first diagnosed, and I remember having to tell my family.
Don't cry. I understand, Tiffany. I'm sorry I touched the cord. But you know what, Tiffany, the best part of all of this is to look, you are alive. You're doing well, regardless of what the issues are. You are alive, and you're doing what a lot of us need to do, is to look after ourselves and to think positive for the future. The fact that you are retired and doing your thing at this age shows other gay men who are in the same situation as you or others that they can make it. You have faith, and the fact that they take care of themselves, you can make it. Trust me, we live in Toronto. Half the gay community that I know and I did the shows with are all dead.
That's just
And I miss them, from the bar owners to people I knew personally, I had in my home, I hung out with, even some of the people I slept with. And I was just lucky. Back in the days, I don't know what it was, because trust me, Tiffany, when I tell you I was something else, I was something else. And I am just blessed to even be alive. And 3 or 4 years ago, I couldn't say that because I had a stroke, and then I had another stroke. So I'm not supposed to be here. I am here for a reason. So
I understand.
So for us in general, for people who are going through health struggles, I'm almost 60 years old. I am just blessed to be alive. And the reason I reached out to you is because you were a real influence in my life in Florida. You probably didn't know it, but you were.
Well, you know,
you helped a lot. You helped a lot of the girls see pageantry different, see entertainment in the drag world different. I watched a lot of your shows, and like I said, I'm not just saying that. It's you, Tiffany Ariagas, Dana Manchester, Nikki Adams, so many other ones.
The great ones, I love them.
Great ones that are gone or still here and not, you know, they're living their lives. I am just so glad. I saw your post with Tiffany and the pictures you guys had together with Esme Russell. I was just so blessed. Sandy Laurent, all of these people.
I love Sandy.
I remember all of them. I tell them, Lola Lush. You remember Bianca Brinsky, Victoria Manton.
Yeah.
All of these girls. I remember them so well. And I miss Fort Lauderdale. I miss it.
I miss it. I love those girls. I had a blast on every time I went to Miss Florida. So nice. Those girls were so nice to me. Very nice to me. Very nice.
You know what else I like? I like the fact that you keep reaching out to them and they respond.
Oh, yes.
That has been amazing. That is a real inspiration to us as the LGBT community as we get older and we're older performers. And the girls haven't forgot us. They're not saying, oh, that old queen, just go away.
Oh, no. Those, no. I mean, no, my girls are my girls. I mean, I love them and they love me. And oh, no, I would never forget any of them, and never. And oh my God, I just.
So are you happy now? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay, and I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm very happy. You know, the devil puts a block in your way, but God pulls it out of the way. And I went through that a few times recently, but things have come out okay. So I'm very happy. I'm happy with the life that I have now. I'm happy just to be living because I mean, there were times years ago when I was always in the hospital. A couple times when I died, a couple times on the table, and they brought me back. And I'm here for a reason because God's not ready for me to go yet. So yes, I'm HAPPY.
Wonderful. Now, I don't know. I'm just in such awe of you because I watched you for so many years, and the fact that
No black girl.
yeah, and
One of many.
yeah. Now, when you think about drag today, do you see drag having a real future? Has RuPaul really had an impact in a real positive way for our community to go forth?
Yes, he has it. And you know how he's had a positive? Because, excuse me, he brought it to the mainstream.
Okay.
You gotta give credit where it's due. He brought it. You can't see a TV show on TV without a drag queen or gay couples in it or something. Drag everywhere. You gotta give that grace to RuPaul.
Okay.
He did it. Drag Race did it.
There you go.
Drag, albeit not the kind of drag that I'm used to, but it made drag popular to the masses. And I'm fabulous with that. Anytime we can progress and let people enjoy our talents, that's cool. But you have to give RuPaul his grace. He did that.
I take my hat off to him because I think the same thing. I do think that with all of, before even RuPaul, we were making strides really in a political way with equal rights for gay marriage.
Oh, yes.
And equality. Now, what I find is that still in America, even in Canada, we are still lagging behind in the Black community. A lot of the services that the white community are now receiving that the Black community don't receive. Meaning advancement, we're still dealing with that N-word thing. It seems to just keep hanging on us no matter how good we do in TV, this, that. We build this, we make that, we do this. They still keep us or try to keep us down. Now, do you think as an LGBT Black person that we have made any real strides, or do you think we've made very little strides and we're just covered up? We're covered up by so much of, like you said, with the mainstream of things.
Yeah, I think we made strides. Not as quick as I would like, and maybe not as many of us like, but yes, I think we are making strides. The Black girls are out here, honey. The Black girls are here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. And I think we've made strides. I mean, we're more visible now. We're sorry about that. We're more visible. Yeah, I think we made strides. But I still think we got a long, even though, like I said, we're everywhere now. We got a long way to go. We're still not, equal.
Okay. Now, how is it, has the gay community where you are, is it thriving or disappearing? Because in Toronto, our gay scene was huge. And now, Tiffany, we're down to 3 bars. We used to have about 30.
Yeah. We grew up, girl. We grew up.
You know what? I said to my friend the other day, Perry, I think is because we asked for rights, we asked to get married, we asked for some sort of things for equality, and we've now got those things. The government is saying, well, we gave those to you, now go away.
They can, you can never put us, we fought hard for those things. We deserve them. We fought hard. That's some things I like to say, tell the young girls today, You girls are riding on our coattails.
Yes.
We laid the foundation for you to be able to go out there and make all that money you're making right now. We laid that foundation for you. Respect.
That's right. Respect. You said it. You
Mhm.
said it. The girls, you know what? The thing I didn't like about RuPaul's Drag Race is that I've watched and hosted many of the shows with them, and I would say 80% of them can't perform. They have that one trick. And you think about it, you got that one trick, but most of you can't even do an hour show alone.
Mhm.
They don't have anything more than that one trick and that one song. And I find that to be a problem because how do you pay them so much money and you've got the local girls who have been in the trenches with you
Mhm.
and they're still getting minimum wage, we'll say, or minimum show fees, and yet you're paying this person just because they were on TV thousands of dollars, and they are worse than the person that supports you on a nightly night basis.
Well, I tell you, the answer to that is because the public, that's what they see. They see the RuPaul drag. That's what they see on TV, and that's the drag that they see right now. And and that's the drag that the public sees. They don't see the drag like you and I, would
Mhm.
do. The shows we would do. They don't see those kind of shows. So this is all they see. So look, this is what they like. And like I said, you know, you just gotta. I don't
So
know.
where do you
I don't.
think
I don't want to seem like I'm knocking those girls, but I understand what you mean. But I do look when I see some of these other girls. I'm like, oh, this girl is so good. I don't. Why isn't she making money getting bookings? But
Mhm.
it,
So
you're.
do you think the gay community in Tampa is thriving or lacking?
Oh, you're a good question. Oh wow, thriving or lacking? I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say thriving. I think it's thriving. I mean,
That means that's a positive thing.
yes, yes. I think it's thriving. Yeah, the community is a wonderful community and a very close knit community. It's a wonderful community. My church family, my LGBT family. It's yeah. We are definitely thriving. We're making strides.
Okay,
We're
so
going to continue to make strides.
I saw online Ybor City is changing.
Ebor.
Ybor City is changing.
Oh,
So what do you think about that?
well, it's definitely changing due to this corona mess. It's going to be
Okay.
forever change. I mean, I don't think it will ever go back to the Ybor City that it was. I
Oh, okay.
hate to say that, but I mean, with this social distancing and all this, I don't see how. I don't know if a lot of the bars can make it, and they're still not open. And
Oh,
figure out how they're gonna have to social distance in the bar, and
it's strange how so many of the girls now depended on drag. I
mm,
wonder what a lot of them are doing now. I mean, we already know, the normal.
mm,
We ain't gonna say that on air, but we understand the girls sometimes have to do what they have to do. But when most of them just rely on drag, what is gonna happen to them?
let me tell you something. I tell this to girls all the time. All the time, I say, drag, love your drag, love your drag. Get your education. Get an education. I regret to this day, and I'm 71 years old, that I didn't get my high school education. I regret that's the one regretful thing I have about my whole drag career. As I let that come before me. I was in uh, high school and I was ready to graduate, and I I was a senior, but I just warped it off and went to the left to the drag and completely ignored my and I didn't graduate, and I have regretted it all my life. And I say to any of these girls, I know it seems fabulous now. You love the sound of that thunderous applause, but where are you going to be when the applause dies? You're going to have something to fall back on. Don't be like me. You know, I didn't have anything to fall back on. You know, fortunately, I had friends and family to help me. You know, but you got to think about that education. I like I said, I will regret this for the rest of my life that I didn't get my high school education and get some kind of a trade, something I could do to make a living after grad. See, when you're getting all the glory, the applause, you don't think about when the applause dies. You're just thinking about it right now. But what are you gonna do when the applause dies? You still gotta eat.
Now, you know, Tiffany, I have watched it because they have a platform now that me and you really didn't have back in the days. They have the internet.
Right.
Powerful tool.
Powerful.
And they still don't know how to use it. Because I watched some of their lives and even some of the divas and some of the best performers, I always keep saying to them, stop doing the performing live in your living room. Because when show directors and promoters see you, they think that that's what they're paying for. Now, what do you think about the live on YouTube? People performing in their living rooms. What is your overall? Because I know you've seen a few of the lives.
Well, honestly, a girl, they gotta eat, they gotta make money, and they're doing these performances and they're asking for tips. So I will never begrudge a girl trying to make a living.
Okay.
To me, I think it's all right. I think it's okay because, you know, a lot of girls are out of work now. A lot of girls are. And some of them, this is the only income that they have. So if this is, you know, you do what you got to do when you got to do it.
Okay. Now, from what you've seen on...
I haven't seen a bunch of the live shows.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, okay. From what you see on YouTube and all of the other ones, not so much the live, just the videos of the girls performing. Do you see that drag will be elevated in the future, or it will stay stagnant, mainly because of the situation we are either in now, or the situation afterwards when we're trying to recover from now? Do you see them? Do you see the girls making any money? Do you see any future in this?
I think it's going to come back. I mean, I have high hopes. I think that, you know, I think that after all this dire stuff that we're in right now, and the clubs are back to being open, which, like I said, I think probably is going to be a while. I'm not sure, but I mean, I think eventually the girls will go back. I hope to God they get to go back to work. But I have high hopes. I think things will come back, and girls will be put back to work. I really do. I really want to believe that.
Okay. Now, in closing, I just want to say it has been an honor.
Oh, girl, I've had a blast.
It has been an honor to talk to you, and I've learned so much. And humility goes a long way. And I just want to say thank you for all that you did without even knowing that you were guiding me. And I want to say thank you for teaching us about being professional all the time. Thank you for helping the movement of the LGBT pronoun community in Florida and in Toledo. All these places, you've made a real difference in a lot of people's lives. And I just want to say, I take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Gerald. Thank you so much. And enjoy your life in retirement. And we look forward to one day maybe seeing Tiffany again.
Never know.
Thank you, Gerald. I'm going to say good night.
Thank you. It's been a blast. I'm loving Miss Stephanie.
Thank you, Gerald. And we'll chat again. I'll share this video with you afterwards, okay?
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Mhm.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I still prefer guys way more, trust me.
Or you're just trying
But
things out.
just trying, dabbling,
Yeah.
And then I
Okay.
had an FTM boyfriend, a
Mhm.
male
What is
trans
that?
boyfriend. It was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so you weren't. It wasn't that you were totally turned off with the sex.
No, like for me, it's like when I get into a relationship, whatever, I also get into knowing the person on the inside. And sometimes it doesn't always link in with what my sexual preferences. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
interesting because I really emotionally love the person. I guess I'd say emotionally I'm pansexual, physically I'm more attracted to guys, kind of thing.
Okay. Now, Brandon, are you attracted to women?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
So
Yeah.
you understand exactly who you are.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Now, Adam, I just want to go back to one thing. Now, once you figured out that you liked guys, and how did you tell your mother and your father, how did you tell your parents that you liked men?
Well, growing up, they saw that, I was playing with my sister's Barbies, my sister's toys, and they take that away from me. And then, my dad tried to get me into sports, going to the gym to lift weights and stuff, and it didn't work out. So around high school, I told him, or no, growing up, I even told him I don't like girls. I don't want to get married. I thought maybe that would tell them what I was saying, but they didn't understand. So high school, I told them I'm gay. I'm not interested in girls. I don't want to get married.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's so many subjects I want to talk about, but we can't talk about it all on the show today. Now, I want to just talk to you about, are you attracted to masculine guys, or what do you guys call them? Emo? Is that means what does that mean? The emo guys? What is that?
Yeah. The black eyeliner and the black clothes, so like a punk style.
Oh, okay.
I'm attracted to any guy, but right now I have a very special guy, so
Okay.
no other guy can come in comparison.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Now, Brandon, what kind of guys are you attracted to?
I like the masculine, the fit, slim type guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the pretty-ish boys, yeah.
Okay, so like the Twinkie-ish kind of guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also matters what's on the inside too, though, right? Like it honestly matters to me what's on the inside of the person and who they are. The looks I find are just a plus if they come along.
Adam, what was your first? How did you feel when you went to your first Pride? How did you feel about that?
It was interesting. I've most of the time, I live in Mississauga. So if I'm walking around, most than likely I'm the only one looking gay around. And now I'm walking in a parade with everybody who looks like me, who's different. And I was just like, wow. So it's not me the only one walking down the street that's gay, Interesting.
Oh. Now, Brandon, I saw that you were doing drag. How did that come about?
So when we had Embassy in Hamilton, I used to go there, but before I was able to go out when I was 19, I kind of got to just got into like it on Facebook, following different people, like different queens that were local and stuff like that. And I found that it was very interesting. So I actually had some friends as well that I'm close with who do drag too. And so I kind of went to their shows and just got to see what they got to do during them, right, as well. So it really sparked my interest, and I did it for about 3 years, and then I had to stop because I moved away.
Okay, so what was your first sexual experience, Brandon?
It was with one of my close friends that I actually grew up with. Me and him just kind of experimented together.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get to. Was he male?
Yeah, he was male.
Okay.
Yep.
So was it a good experience or bad experience?
It was okay.
Okay.
I mean,
so Adam, for you, what was your first gay experience like? When you first said, I'm in, I want this guy, I'm going over his place, and it's gonna happen.
Um, so like, I mean, there was always like, little kids playing around, whatever, I'm not gonna get into that, but when I would say like, I was actually 17, I was on Grindr saying that I was 18, and I think that was the first time
Okay.
that I
Now,
actually, officially went to somebody's place.
okay. So, how did you feel after it happened? After the first experience, you had never done it before. After your first experience, how did you feel afterwards? Did it tell you, I'm gay and I liked what just happened?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
exactly like that.
Okay. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of like it did fulfill what I was kind of like, hoping to angle towards.
Okay. Now that you got now
Like
that
that, eh?
I get it. Now that you guys are out and you're comfortable with who you are, you've told your parents, how do you feel now that gay is in the mainstream? And for you young people now, mainly for you, Brandon, if you plan on doing drag, you now have the RuPaul Drag Race. What do you think of that?
RuPaul's Drag Race, I think, is so amazing and inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there's Brooklyn Heights from Toronto, and she's now a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
And just to watch the way that she grew, that was truly like really inspiring as well.
Okay, what about you, Adam? How do you feel about the RuPaul Drag Race? Have you ever done drag, Adam? Because you're beautiful. Your face is soft. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. I've dabbled. I haven't gotten full drag. Just kind of played around with the eye makeup. I'm not really good at the eye makeup. I'm trying to learn them myself. But I think RuPaul's Drag Race really helped mainstream sort of pave the way of drag. I mean, before then, most of the people didn't know what drag is.
Okay.
Now it's more sort of it's mainstream that it's allowed the common population to get to a grip, not necessarily the full meaning, what just to understand what it's like.
Mm-hmm. So, do you dress often, or do you feel like you want to be a drag queen?
I'd love to be. I'd love to learn like the art to paint a face. It would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, do you feel like that you are an entertainer?
For sure, yeah.
Or you just want to be, like a lot of times the guys just want to dress up to be fabulous and go to the clubs to get the attention.
Well, I know I can't dance. No, I can dance. I know I can't sing. I can lip sync. I can entertain a few guests. I guess I would have to sort of explore, play around, see what I could do, can't do.
Well, drag is a growing process. See, I'm just not transformed. I've made my living mostly from drag. Everything I really ever had before my parents left me anything, I made from drag. And I actually made a pretty good living. So drag is not a bad thing. It's just you have to find your niche. Now, Brandon, I see you were in drag, and I think you do it for a different reason.
What do you mean, like a different reason?
Well, when you sent your picture, you said that you like getting the attention. Is it that you like just being out, just done up, or are you thinking about show business as well?
I'm thinking like, honestly, honey, I honestly would like to do true business. I mean, I'm not an attention seeker, but to go out and, like put work into dressing up and even doing, a show, the fulfillment afterwards, of having some people come up to me that I don't even know. And they're like, wow, you're amazing. And I'm like, wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Even that motivation does help keep me going.
Okay. Now, Brandon, you said that you were an advocate for mental illness. What does that mean?
So, like, I suffer from anxiety, depression, and PTSD. I mean, like, and I know a lot of people around me who do as well. So, I mean, being an advocate, I mean, is just like someone who, like, I like to reach out to people and for people to know that they can call me anytime they need to if they need someone to talk to, right? And to know that that information stays with me and that I don't judge and it goes nowhere, right? Because I know a lot of people have a trouble and a lot of trust issues with stuff like that.
Okay. Now, Adam, are you at the moment seeing a doctor or a therapist?
I was, yes. I have medications prescribed, but I kind of take them when I feel like it. But I don't feel good on them. I feel lethargic.
Okay.
And it's stuff that's deep rooted that I need to deal with myself. I can take a pill for the rest of my life and feel numb and still know about it and not know how to react about it. Or I could deal with the source, which I'm trying to get to.
I'm going to be honest. I've always been the type of person to just face things head on. Sometimes we just have to face the truth.
Yeah.
And you have to face it head on. So I'm not telling you to take the route that I took, but it worked for me. So it might not work for everyone because some people are not as strong as others. Now, what are you planning on doing now, Adam, that you're not working within this pandemic and we don't know what's going to happen in the next few months? What are you planning anything?
I've been trying to bake some more, making cakes or any desserts, or I made a Jello sculpture the other day.
I know, I saw it. It was fabulous. I loved it. With color, let me tell you guys something. With drag, one thing I learned with anything, when you are great with colors and organizing colors or writing or drawing, details are the key to life. If you understand, I'm attracted to people that are detailed. And when I saw your Jello sculpture thing there, the first thing I thought, the right color combination, and it looked like art. A lot of people wouldn't see that, but I did. And I thought, oh my God, this guy's a genius. He's great. He can put the color combinations together, and other people who are just as artistic as he is understands what he's doing. And it was great. I loved it. I thought it was fabulous. So I take my hat off to you. You did a good job. The Jello thing was good. I'm not one for Jello because I'm a girl. I need to really eat. I need to feel like I'm full. Jello ain't gonna do it. Unless you put some vodka in it, then that's a different story.
Yeah. We can adjust the recipe for you, ma'am.
Now, I hear that, Brandon, that you're a promoter for a DJ. So are you into the clubs now?
Well, it's a friend from Toronto, and I just help him out. But I mean, I just started doing that. I mean, once the clubs do open up, there are plans to go to clubs and hand flyers out, stuff like that, right? So I mean, I want to help get his live views up for him and recognize his hard work. So, and I mean, it gives me something to do as well.
Oh, okay. Now, Adam, when you think about young people, that people around your age and Brandon's age, what do you think they should do if they feel, what's the first step you think they should do if they feel like whether they're different, they have anxiety, they have depression, they have something that they can't quite explain what it is, or the fact that they just feel like they're gay. What do you think, from a young perspective, what do you think young people should do?
I'd say explore it, research it. There's a lot of helplines and links on the internet that could help young individuals that don't feel like they want to come out, but want the educational resources that they could find online that could help.
Now, Brandon, what do you think? What do you think young people should do? Who should they contact first?
I think honestly, they should try and reach out to people close to them, maybe be it friends or family, or even people that maybe that they have worked with, or even just people that they know. around the neighborhood, because I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that I've reached out to that's been very helpful to me, that kind of shocked me in a way,
You
but
know,
in a good way.
you know, for me, for not knowing you guys for a short period of time, just talking to you, I really find that just from looking at you, I mean, it's different. You can look at me and say this and that, but when you don't know a person, you don't really know how they really are. Now, from just looking at the two of you guys and talking to you just for this short period of time, I have found that you guys are on the right track. Because at least, Adam, for you, you've admitted that you've had a problem, you've seen a doctor, you are taking steps toward a lot of the big things in life that young gay men probably would shy away from until their late 30s and 40s. The fact that you took charge of your life, that you knew that you had some illness of some kind, you talked to a doctor, you talked to your mother about you being different than other boys and figuring out that you were gay. You experienced some part of gay life with pride. And the mere fact that you now have someone that you're reaching out to, maybe for a relationship or friend with benefits, it's just, it's very that's very encouraging. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Experience is a good thing. So don't ever change that. Constantly experiment with who you are and what you want to do. That's a good thing. Now, Brandon, for you, you have a large family and you're in this structure. Now, do you feel that you are ready for a stable partnered relationship, or do you feel that you are just looking for someone, friends with benefits? And this is, I don't want you to say it to appease me. I want you just to be honest with yourself.
Honestly, I am ready for a relationship. I want someone who wants to be serious.
No.
I feel like it's come to that time.
Okay, so are you stable enough for that kind of a relationship, mentally, physically, and financially? Not that you have to buy a person a million things, but with this pandemic, we are in, I just try, trust me, I live in reality. When you live alone, you have to live in reality.
Yeah.
And I
She froze. Uh-oh. She's completely frozen. You noticed that too, right?
Yeah, saw that.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Perry knows too. Oh. Oh, she's resetting. Ooh.
You guys there?
Yep.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Now, I don't know what happened. It just stopped. Now, Brandon, can you answer that question?
The
I
relationship.
can hear you, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, yeah. So the relationship question, I am ready for someone who wants to be serious. But as for mentally, yeah, I feel like I've really had the time since November to work on myself and reach out to resources and people and such. So physically, yep, And financially, I feel like I'm in a good spot.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried there.
Okay. So, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, okay. Now, because Barry said the audio sounds strange. But anyway, so Adam, are you ready for a relationship of any kind?
Yeah.
Are you in the right frame of mind now to take on a relationship? Yes.
Yeah. I've been single now for almost half year, 6 months. Took some time to heal, to basically find what I want in the next relationship, and I think, yeah, I'm 100% ready.
Okay. So now, you know, I just want to say, you guys were so fabulous. You really were. What, Adam? What are some of the things you enjoy? What are the things you want to do? What makes you happy?
Like with my boyfriend or in general?
Yeah. What would you want? Like, if you're in a relationship, I mean, we know the typical things: going to the movies, hanging out, you know, with each other, playing video games. But what makes you ship?
I mean, yeah, but I like going outside to the Palladium or to the movies or even to the park. I mean, now with this pandemic, you can't really go out much, you know? So it's more exploring ourselves in a more like adventurous, interesting way, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about you, Brandon? Are you there?
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm here. I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Let me just see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
That's better.
They said that the internet is going up and down for everybody. So it's not just me. It's just the way the internet's working. So I'm really not touching anything. It's just going on. And so you guys got the words. Perry said it's me. I don't know. I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch nothing. Okay. Well, anyway, now, Brandon, for you, what would make you happy being with someone?
Being with someone, that would make me happy. So the fact that they want
with somebody.
Yeah, so the fact that they want to spend time with me and that they want to care, I want to have someone around and be able to do things with and relate with and stuff like that.
So have you met somebody already?
I actually have. I've
Okay.
met Adam recently.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam. So you guys are you guys together?
Yep.
Okay. So you're dating.
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's news to me. Oh, okay. Okay. I like that, baby.
Well, you know,
Mm.
I just want to say it has been a real experience meeting the two of you. And it's changed my perspective about young people not having any values and morals. And you guys have enlightened me that you guys are taking charge of your life and you're trying to find each other is a good thing, and mainly in this pandemic. So I don't know how it's going to work for anyone that's looking for a relationship to go forward in this pandemic when you're supposed to be social distancing. But, you know, I'm glad the two of you found each other. And I just want to say, I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. Adam, you're a real inspiration. So,
Thank you.
Brendan, it's great that you are support system there for him. Now, I know that, Brandon, you wanted to say something in closing. Did you hear me, Brandon?
Wow.
I know
Yeah.
you wanted
So,
to say something in closing.
You can hear me, right, Adam?
Yep.
Okay. So, I know you said that we're boyfriends, but listen, mister, I really like you. And did you want to be my boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Always.
Did you hear him, Adam?
Yes, I always want to be his boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys think this can happen, or is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think Brandon wanted to do something. This connectivity is giving us issues, but I think Zoom actually fixes it when it goes into the cloud. So, but anyway, I just want to say it was, Brandon, you get that surprise ready, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
And Adam, I just want to say you're a real inspiration. Thank you for doing the show for me. You've really inspired me and changed my mind a lot about the way I think about young people.
Thank you so much.
You as well, Brandon, for the fact that you're very supportive. It's great that we have that today. And I'm just glad that I got to meet y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. I'm glad I got to meet you too. It's
so
great.
When everything gets back to normal, if it does, we're gonna go have to hang out and carry on.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So,
That's
I'm gonna wait
amazing.
for you want. So did you do what you wanted to do already, Brandon?
Yeah. How are we gonna?
Well, just play it, and just why don't you ask Adam? Did you ask him already?
Yeah, I asked him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it. Can you do it again just so I can hear it? Because I really want to feel the emotion of it all.
All right, Adam.
Yeah.
I really like you, and I want you to be my boyfriend. Will you go out with me?
Oh my God, that's amazing!
Always and forever.
Aw, you're so handsome, honestly. I'm so
I
happy.
didn't hear it. Yes, Adam. You gotta put that yes out of there.
Yes.
Now,
Always.
So what would you want to be your first date? What you want to happen during your first date, Adam?
I mean, if it's gonna be now, it would be at a park. But if it was after the pandemic, I'd like to go maybe to a movie or dinner or bowling.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Now you heard that, Brandon, didn't you?
I heard that. That sounds good to me.
Okay.
I like bowling.
Okay. Well, let's play that little song that you want to play. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Oh, look at you! You're so cute there, Adam. Look at you.
Oh, I was like my heart.
Great.
Oh.
So I just want to say thank you guys so much for doing the show for me. You were very inspirational and educational, and hopefully we will all be blessed with just making it through all of this madness. The two of you have found each other. That's a great thing. So good luck, young people, and have fun. Have lots lots of fun.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
You know, no problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the show today, we had Mr. Adam Kennedy and Brandon Wheeler talking about mental illness and just the struggles of being young in the LGBTQ renowned community. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm going to sign off now to you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I will send you this video in about 30 minutes. Is that okay? Then you guys promote a watch party, and then we will all have a good time. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
No
Bye.
problem. Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.
Very important for my role because we have so many Black girls out there that are suffering from anxiety, suffering from the lack of support, suffering from the lack from mental stability. And it's very important as humans, not only for LGBTQ, that we have that support, especially going through that, right? So the work is going into the field, getting hands-on with the community, working with partnership networks, working with Sherboard, working with different partners to ensure not only that we are coming together to seek the best interest, but we provide what we say we're going to do.
Okay.
So it's something that is extremely important, and these girls never had this before, and they're very, very grateful for it because they have someone that they can look upon, go to with their problems. Because I also help them with their mental issues. I talk to them one-on-one. I listen to them. Sometimes I tell them, if you have a problem, don't even care what time it is. You can call me on my work phone. That is not a problem. We're going to talk about it, because the last thing that I want these girls to do is to think there's no one out there that doesn't care about them or their interests.
Now that you said that as well, how do we change? You know, our community sometimes can be its own worst enemy. And you know, sometimes even though the trans have they're active in the trans march and trying to bring trans awareness to respect, trying to just show people that they matter as well in the world. But yet, sometimes when it comes to the performers who might not totally identify as trans, or they're drag queens or female impersonators, or however they feel that they identify as, sometimes our own community chastise us, because I've heard this word so many times and it's brought the fight on every time, tranny. Why? How can we change that?
I despise that, tranny, because you see, that's a culture. It's a habit that they adopt. So it's like the new.
98.
So you're comfortable at the Salvation Army?
Yes, I have my own accommodation. It's my home. You know?
Oh, okay. It's your home.
It's private.
Now, it's a good thing that the Salvation Army steps in to help a lot of marginalized people, and now I feel that they've really opened the doors to the LGBTQI community, something that they didn't do probably before.
That's right.
And now they're embracing it a little bit better, and it's doing quite well.
The thing is, it's doing well and not well, because the clientele is also older and it's straight.
Mm-hmm.
So the older straight have a prejudice against us.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there for eons, and it will be there forever until, I don't know when. But
So do you have family and friends?
No, my family is all dead. I'm literally alone on a globe with nearly 7 billion souls.
Okay.
And that sometimes makes me sad. Is it my fault? I don't know. I don't think so. Most of my good friends died during the AIDS epidemic. I don't know by what bloody miracle I didn't get it, because if there was somebody promiscuous at the time, it was me.
Oh.
And
well, you know, the St. Charles, and what was the bathhouse called?
The 260 Richmond,
The Romans.
There was the Romans. There was the Club Bath. These were the three mains I used to go to. Now I hear the Club Bath is now a straight place. I don't know, but I don't know how that can be functioning to women in the. I don't know.
Well, how do you feel now that you have worked your entire life? You said as a security guard, and
I'm a security guard.
You're armed security guard, and you're now in the retirement years of your life. And how do you feel about the fact that you are not in real housing? How do you feel about the fact that you worked your whole life and you are not treated like you're living at the Salvation Army. So a person at your age should really, when you think about it, have housing, and all of that. You should have housing and all of that stuff. So, how do you feel about the fact that you don't have your own housing, your own apartment?
I'm more or less okay with it.
Okay.
Because I don't have to worry about much.
Mm-hmm.
And doing housework has never been my forte.
Mm-hmm. So,
heck, I even pay somebody to do my laundry.
Mm-hmm. So, are you in a relationship? Have you had any relationship?
No, I haven't been in I'll tell you a secret, I haven't been with a man since June 2006.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yes.
So, do you miss the companionship? Do you ever go into the community?
Not really, because I feel out of place.
Okay. So, how do you feel that? Are you lonely?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. And you know, in to be in all fairness, sometimes us as LGBTQ people, people treat us differently, and mainly when we're in a straight setting. And are there any LGBT services that you actually attend or
No, not
go
really.
to?
No.
No?
No, I feel.
Because you know at the 519 they have a seniors program on Sundays.
Yeah, but I don't feel like a senior. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. So,
although I am a senior, I don't feel like one. But the thing, there's another thing. Also, I lost my confidence, my self-confidence. I lost it. And even if the bathhouse were open now, they're not because of this goddamn pandemic. I don't think I would go because I feel out of place.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think that you miss the companionship of a man?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Yeah. So now that, how long have you been in Toronto?
Since 1992.
Mm-hmm. Since 1992. Now, so have you worked since 1992?
Yes, I did work in a stamp store. And I've been into stamps since the age of 10 years old. I've accumulated considerable knowledge in stamps, and I was able to earn a good living at the stamp store. That was okay, but then the owners shut down the store because he was retiring. So then that was it. In Toronto, there's no stamp stores anymore. There's no nothing.
So what are your recommendations for the government or other people that are setting up programs to help the older, aging LGBT?
They should interview us.
Okay.
They should ask us what we need. We probably don't have the same needs as the straight population does. I don't know if there are places where there are buildings or a building or two that have housing only LGBT people. I don't know that. In particular, say seniors. But that would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. So you're from Montreal.
Yes.
So that means that you, like you said, most of your family is dead.
They're all dead.
Okay. And your friends, you just don't associate with them, or you're just away from them because you live in Toronto now.
They're all dead too. A long dated friends I don't have anymore because they're all dead. As a matter of fact, one passed away in September. That was the last month. George, he passed away, and I've learned this by looking up his name on the internet. I've learned by the internet that he had passed away a week prior when I found him. So that went up in flame.
So, do you feel like you want to have someone in your life, or do you feel like you would want to have more friends?
Not necessarily more friends, plural, but a friend. Yeah.
Now, what do you do?
I have friends.
Oh, okay.
No, friends that we joke. That most of them are not gay, but I get along with everybody. But yeah, a gay friend, yeah, that would be nice. Like when you were, for example, you know.
Yeah. Now, when you think about this whole situation, all the different programs there, and people talking with you, offering these programs, take you to the movies, or just do things for you, bring you food and stuff as friends. Now, do you like that idea of the walking and talking, or do you like the idea of someone coming to take you to the movies and hang out with you for a few hours, or just going for coffee and listening to you?
Take me to the movies, and like I see some old people sometimes leaving seniors home, getting on a bus, and I don't feel I'm old enough for that yet.
Okay.
You know?
But you appreciate that program.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because it's good that we know that program is there.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly as me getting to be an older person, I'm looking for things to sort of make sure that my life is sort of stable and okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm glad I got to meet you, Daniel, because you used to make me laugh so much. And then the fact that, you know, us as LGBTYT people, sometimes we're not good to each other. And I mean, this is life, and we all can't just get along. We hope we can all just get along. But we know that the reality of it is that it's a struggle every day. Just me being black, going through what I'm going through myself, trying to establish myself in a sense of having people take what I do for our community really serious. And I'm good we're getting some attention now, and things are working well or moving along in the way of us having our own voice. Because I think this is the reason I started Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Show, is because I wanted the LGBTYT community to have something like Ellen and Oprah, something they could watch on a regular, that's about them, for them, and for us. And in general, Pronoun TV means us all, in a sense. So whatever decision people make, is that who they want it to be, who they want to be. You know,
I have one. I have one thing in life that I keep doing. If you don't like what you see in me, don't come to me. If you don't like what you see, if you don't like the way I act, if you don't like the way I speak, then get lost. I'm not going to change myself and I've been like this since I was born.
Okay. So is this meaning relationship-wise and all this kind of stuff?
Well,
So, you know, it's great that, you know, we had this little conversation today here at the Allen Gardens Park. I'm here with Mr. Daniel Fontaine, and he's just giving me a little bit of an enlightenment on what being a marginalized senior life is all about, where he comes from, Montreal. He's now in Toronto, living out his retirement, and he's part of our community, and we're really appreciative that, you know, he made it clear that, you know, some of the services that are there should be there, and he appreciates the fact that a lot of the services for the walking programs for seniors and the movie programs and those things are good things, but he finds that sometimes he's lonely, and there we have to figure out a way to make sure that seniors have either some companionship, either through a friend or some sort of programs to where they can meet other seniors like yourself, where you can play cards, fish, do checkers, just do the real thing.
Whatever community or tribe you from, that tribe, that community is against the next community. But honey, we both partying in the same club. We both here. Girl, I'm painting my face right next beside you, honey. Why are you mad? Why are you, honey, I got thrown out of the club, of the Quest Club, and it was I'm sure it's owned by white supremacy. But not once, but twice. And I'm like, why? Because the color of my skin. So it's so much division, but I discovered even when I came to New York City, it's here too.
Well, you know, New York is I look at New York as a much different place for me. I mean, I look at it as shopping and fashion and just being, you know, having a good time. But you live there, so you can see what actually goes on in the dark and in the light, and your surroundings. Racism is alive and well in America, and it's alive and well in Canada too. Don't think it's not here. It's just right here, facing me every day. Now, another thing, I just want to focus a little bit on Alabama for just a minute.
Okay.
Now, now I know you say your mother didn't want you. Where's your father?
My father is deceased.
Okay.
It was.
So I have to raise funds for that. So it's kind of like I have the assets, but I don't have the money to renovate it to livable standards. And if the community can get behind me for this, we can make the project together. And I'm willing to do this for 20, 30, 40 years, if that's what it takes, probably until I die. I'm hoping that since we have no children, we can possibly leave the house to the foundation that will carry it forward. So that's my hope.
One more thing, and then I'm gonna let Katanya, I know you're itching. I can see you have a few questions for Jason. I wanna talk about you keep saying drag queen. And I understand what you're trying to say, but we need to be clear when we're talking to a certain audience that me and Katanya identify with and who we are trying to help. And you building a support system in the form of housing, we need to understand that sometimes we might need to identify people in a sense of just saying the LGBT two-spirit pronoun community, because it will make everybody feel inclusive. If we're talking about, there's a difference between drag and trans, but
of course, yeah, I would never wish to combine the two. I would never want to do that.
But it does intertwine in some sense, because some drag is trans. So now, Katanya, what do you think the first thing Jason should focus on with the housing issue?
The housing issue, well, he's on the first track, he's on the right track for the homelessness, but he has to really identify, because there are two things you're targeting right now. He's targeting the drag performers and the trans. So which one is he going to focus on first the most? Is it the homeless trans girls or the homeless trans people? Or, because you can't focus on both together, if you know what I'm saying. So we have to find out which one needs the most help and the ones that needs the most support. Then with that being said, you can move forward from there, because you have two combining, if I get what you're saying correctly. You said you have a section for the ones that are coming in from the drag community, and then you have the trans. So we have to find which one needs the more support and which one needs the more immediate attention. Because if you're going for the homeless trans, not because that I'm trans, I'm going to say, well, that should be your main focus, because you're just looking for the drag to actually come in and, you know, generate funds or whatever the case may be. So that is where he has to determine which one he needs to focus on first and which one needs the most attention.
I understand that.
Okay. Now, Jason, now that because the reason I wanted you on the show, and Katanya, because she's very involved in the trans community, and she has great connections and great support and great information and knowledge that can help you and make things a little bit easier for you. So I'm glad she focused on, you have to make a decision on what you're going to focus on first and make that your priority.
Yes.
And then, now you say the house is 6,000 square feet. What is it that you need to put this house for the LGBT two-spirit community, let's say, to get it going? Because the winter months are coming and the girls are gonna need somewhere, the girls and guys are gonna need somewhere to live.
It's not going to be ready by winter. In fact, by the kind of renovation that we're talking about is going to be pretty massive.
Okay. How much money, just be straight up, because I do hashtag the government, and I do tweet these things on their page. These things can help you. So how much money are you looking at? What is the time frame when you want to have this house open? And that is the first move.
Sure. So the house is going to need about $300,000. And that's not just going to be for repairs to make it livable. It's going to be to meet the requirements for ADA access, for anything that the city is going to require in order to house people on a public scale here. I've already been speaking with one of the city council members and about the zoning board and things of that nature, and we're a go. They're not going to have any issues with it. But first, let me explain a little bit about the financial situation, and maybe that will clear things up. In spite of the fact that my husband has a good paying job, I am just on Social Security. I don't really have any money of my own. And this is my project. It's not his. I'm doing this solely on my own. So I can't rely on his money to do this. At some point, we're going to renovate this house on our own. We'll have the funds eventually, perhaps in 5 to 10 years when investments or whatever comes in, we'll do it ourselves. And then maybe we can open our nonprofit then. But in order to make this house livable to the standards where people can spend 6 weeks to 2 months there in the quarters for those recovering or bouncing back on their feet from homelessness or whatnot, that's going to require a significant renovation. We're talking about roof repair, drainage repair, electricity, plumbing, probably installing bathrooms, probably installing, egress points and things of that nature. So it's a massive project, and I realize that. So I guess right now I'm after the planning stage, I'm in the see if the community will support it kind of stage, because it's a 50-50. I can provide the assets and the will and the desire to make this happen. I can do all the connections. I can do all the work behind the scenes doing the contractors, but without the funding, it's not going to happen, or at least it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Okay, well, you have a perceived goal of what you want. Do you actually believe that this will work? Do you think?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I believe that if I want something bad enough, I can make it happen, only because of the examples in my own life. But this is not a solo project. Do I believe it? Yes. Do I necessarily believe that the community will rally behind it and support it enough to make it happen? That will remain to be seen. Right now, all I can do is get the word out, make awareness happen. I'm contacting movie stars. I'm contacting people in the drag hierarchy. I'm contacting as many people as I know that have a huge platform. I'm raising money in contests. You may have seen one about the jewelry. Make me a TikTok. Do whatever you can right now. Not to raise money right now necessarily, but when we hit that nonprofit status, we're going to have the support of everybody in order to make it work.
Katanya, can you explain to us, because I want Jason to understand, coming from a trans woman's point of view, and the fact that you're an activist, what are some of the real challenges Jason has to make after he make a focused decision on what's going to be first? What do you think is most important that Jason should be looking to do after the focus?
After the focus, he should be looking to actually, who are you targeting, first of all, for your funding? Because this is going to be a lot of funding that you require, because it's going to be ongoing. So you have to actually have your funding there. And when you go out to your funders, or you reach out to people who you want to fund, what is it that you're giving back to the funder? You understand? Because people in this time nowadays, they always want to create a win-win situation. If I give you $75,000, what's in it for me? Where I'm investing $75,000 in your housing or your project, but what is in that for me? What am I going to get? Am I going to get advertisement? Am I going to get a branding? What am I going to get? What are you going to give me? So That
Never
is
thought
something.
about that. That's perfect. Thank you.
Exactly. So when you're going after funders or you're going after funding, you have to think. So say for instance, I'm going after Walmart for funding. This is just an example. If I go after Walmart for funding and I ask them for $50,000, how are they going to benefit from me getting that $50,000? What is in it for them? Is it going to be taxable for them that they don't have to pay taxes on that?
Right. Yeah. And that will help with this. Yeah.
Yeah, are we going to have a gala and we are going to invite their employees? Are we going to give them recognition? Are we going to have a plaque stating this house was built with a donation? Are we going to have them to invite them to a ribbon cutting? You have to sit down. That's why I would actually like to sit down with you and look and see how you're drafting your funding, because every time you go to a business is a create a win-win situation. I am investing this in you. What am I getting from you that I should put my money into this? So that is something that you have to actually look at after you've established your first, who are you going to target? So that will be your next step. So we have to create a vision, which is what is in it for me.
Great advice. Now, Jason, I know you are in a committed relationship, and I'm, we've all been in relationships that are up and down. How does your partner play into all this?
Well, as we like to put it in our relationship, he's the producer and I'm the director. He will sit back on the sidelines and will enable me either through finances or through support or through whatever way he can for me to accomplish my dreams. So in this particular instance with the Hummingbird Home for Golden Drag, he's behind it 100%. He wants to see the house transformed into something that's going to be useful for the community. He wants to see, quite honestly, he wants me to achieve the best that I can achieve. And he wants to see me fulfill my purpose in this world. And for me, that's things of this nature. So
okay, amazing. Now, I understand how you connect to your vision. I understand how you want to reach out to other communities to make this a positive journey for everyone. But the thing I'm having a little bit of trouble with is trying to build the foundation, and mainly for marginalized people, is something that has to be in place, like Katanya said, to get the proper funding or for people to show interest in your goals. Because marginalized people aren't the first people most businesses want to help. They do that, like she said, out of tax breaks. What can I do for you and what am I getting?
I think that's where the queens come in, or kings. Let me switch that delineation to performer. That's where the performers come in. In the bylaws of the nonprofit, so again, half of the house being for performance, that's a collective. It's not just people living there and paying rent. In order to be a part of that collective, you have to orchestrate a performance once a month to bring in both money or awareness for the cause and or for the house. So we have to have the performance first, because otherwise the house is not going to be self-supporting. But when it comes to funding for the renovation, I don't envision I'm going to have a lot of issues with that. And I'll tell you why. The people that I've run into so far that are willing to help me, I've been blown away by the amount of support that I'm willing to get. Even if it's just word of mouth, we see every day how TikTok and YouTube and things of that nature can change the world, just, if it can get the right kind of mojo going. I don't know if that will happen in this case, but I can see that there's enough interest in it to make it happen. And once we have the nonprofit status, that's when I start hammering the big stars. I want to say, hey, if you can't donate money, you need to spread the word about this. We need to get the word out. So,
I think that Do you have an active website now? An active website where people can get information? Is there an active GoFund or active something to where it's ongoing, to where you're constantly in communication with different organizations and groups that could be beneficial to the Hummingbird Home?
Right now, just the Facebook page and then the Facebook fundraiser. In terms of doing a whole web page for it, I've been considering it. I'm not very technologically inclined, so I might have to find help.
Well, have you ever thought about conducting a GoFundMe page? Because
I had considered it, yeah.
That would be a very good idea, because it's something that is really needed, and it's a really good project that you have taken up. To create a good GoFundMe page for that, you would actually receive overwhelming support.
Thank you. I'll do that. I'll do that today.
What demographics are you targeting? Are you, as Stephanie said, are you just targeting marginalized people? Are you targeting Caucasian, Blacks for your group? Everyone? Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. I can't begin to stress enough that I want the space, the campaign, our entire logic, our entire process to be about inclusion. I can't stress enough that even though, in fact, that's kind of what is behind my vision with the performance side supporting the nonprofit side, is that there apparently was a lot of stigma between the two worlds, and I want to bring them together. So I think this will be a fantastic way to do it.
You know, Jason, our world is full of politics, and in somewhere in between, we have to find our voice and where our voice belongs. And always, the LGBT community, our voices have always not really been heard. They're like, oh yeah, okay, next. Now we're all communicating. We're making a difference. We're helping each other. We're reaching out. We're finally having some sort of a dialogue to have at least I heard you or I had a conversation with you. Not necessarily that it really matters, but you know I exist, I know you exist, and down the road, I won't do anything unless I'm pressured to do it, or it just benefits me or my business or my family. Now, for you, I think the key to all of this, like Katanya said, is you need to set up a GoFund and just go for it. But I want to just say this, if it affects your livelihood and where you are now, with all of your benefits, all of that's going on with you, you need to rethink that if you can't go forth with the GoFund, because like Katanya said, you could raise the money you need for that house.
Yeah, I think that as soon as we get that status, we're going to be cake, because it will lend legitimacy to the project. You know, it's not just some guy thinking that he can pull this off. With that, you know, with the filing with the state of New York and you know, everything that comes along with that, we gain some legitimacy to it. We're able to say, hey, you can donate on a nonprofit status now. Things are tax deductible. I'm going to keep receipts, like, you know, nobody's business, make sure everything is well documented. So, you know, I think that we'll be okay, but this is a first for me. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate the advice and all the help and the support.
Now,
no problem, you're welcome.
Go ahead.
I told him, no problem, you're welcome.
That's right, we're here to help each other, Jason. Now, we're gonna get off of the funding. We have a clear, I think Katanya gave you some good information. For me, the next thing you really need to do is create more of an information outlet. Facebook is just not going to do it all on its own. You're gonna have to link up with some of these trans organizations, these reach out programs for the marginalized people, for the drag community that you're seeking. You're gonna have to reach out to people that you know can make a real difference at the Hummingbird Home. You need solid people that have solid lives, that have a solid goal for themselves, and they're willing to help you make your dream come true. And in turn, you are helping others. Now, Katanya, you explained to him what are going to be some of the challenges of, let's just say, the drag performers in the house and the trans performers in the house. What are going to be some challenges for Jason to keep order in this home?
There will be challenges because there are two different genres, right? So you have the drags and then you have the trans, and they will butt heads because they're not going to see eye to eye. It's just he needs to make sure that whatever ground rules that he's setting for the house, they abide by. And if it's possible that I know it's going to be a house, but segregation, but to say to segregate them would be very bad. But I mean, if you can keep like the trans in one area and then in the other area, but if we will still be able to mingle. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have upstairs or downstairs or east wing or west wing, whatever the case would be, that way you will help eliminate some of that feuding or some of that headbutting that they may have. But it all comes down to ground rules and education, because if you educate them and let them know, I get it, you may be trans, you may be a drag queen, you may be a queer guy, whatever the case would be, but we all are as one family. So it doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. If you're living here, we have to live in unity and peace.
Yeah.
So therefore you have to have like workshops, you know what I'm saying, with them.
Absolutely.
Although they're there and they're living there, have workshops with them, you know, you have meetings with them, you find out what issues they're facing. You have to be in their face because there will be issues. You're having issues with them, you may have a suggestion box for them to let them know what issues they're having between themselves or with the house or whatever they're going through at the moment. And as you said, mental health counselors are actually on board to work with you. So
yeah,
that's a good step also. That will be able to help to counteract some of the problems or that may arise during this transitioning period with them.
Perfect. I completely agree. One of the things that we are going to make mandatory if you want to be a part of the collective is conflict resolution classes. Like you have to go through courses to understand what that's all about and open lines of communication. But you make very valid points. We need to have regular meetings. I need to be open to different sort of, inputs and whatnot. Every performer that's going to be living there is going to have a vote. And when issues arise that anybody has an issue with, we're going to come together and talk about it and things of that nature. So everybody's going to have a voice. Everybody's going to be able to come together. So
okay, I have a few suggestions, Jason.
Sure.
They're just suggestions. You don't have to take them to heart. I really feel that you say when you're talking, you talk about the performers and the drag queens with more ease because is more connected usually than the father. So she generally would say, first of all, the father would say, well, he'll get over it. It'll pass. It'll go away. But the mother always understands the deep meaning or the deep feelings that you're having. And she sensed that. Did she say to you, like, did she ever mention to your father, well, maybe the boy's crazy, or maybe he needs to see somebody? How did that conversation come about? Did they ask you what was going on with you?
Oh, they could just tell, and I also was honest with them. I told them, I'm having a lot of anxiety. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't think I was crazy. What spooked both me and my mom at that time was I went to my GP to ask for some help. I didn't know what to do, and he said, you might develop schizophrenia. And back then it was like, whoa, like huge hit. My mom was really hit by that because it's a scary diagnosis. It means lost touch with reality, blah blah blah, all the assumptions about it. But back then, yeah, when he said that scared both me and my mom. But yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to dig too much into it. I just want to sort of lay it out for the audience that I want to figure out why he's going through what he's going through. What first started it? There had to be a starting point. Now, when your parents took you to the psychiatrist or to the doctor, what did the doctor first say? Because you were a young person, I would just think they'd be like, well, he's just stressed out or he's got too much energy.
No, once I saw a psychiatrist, it was already bad. It was after homelessness and psychosis. That was after the panic attacks, and it was after a very severe nervous breakdown when I was 19 in July. And after that, psychosis started 2 years after this severe nervous breakdown. Just to put in perspective, like this nervous breakdown was so severe that it was worse than the psychosis that was to come. Two years later, it completely debilitated me. I couldn't get out of bed. I would faint because my nervous system was such bad shape. If I lifted my head off the pillow, it would just be like, whoa. And agitation was through the roof. If I had to handle 10 seconds of that, it would be harder than my life now in a month's time. So,
well, now once they figured out what was happening with you, was there a difference in the way your parents treated you once the doctor told them that you were going through something? Did they treat you any different?
My parents were always loving. They always accepted me. I never had problems with them treating me differently.
Well, that's a good thing.
They told my parents he'll never be the same when I was in the hospital after the homelessness and finally getting on medication and stuff. But they said that, but my mom was obviously very worried for me, but over the past, how many years has it been? Over the past 10 years that I've been out of hospital and recovering slowly and getting better and even surpassing pre-illness.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I want to just ask you this. What did the doctors diagnose you as having? What was the actual diagnosis?
It was schizophrenia.
Okay. And is there a cure for schizophrenia? Is there a cure, or do you have to stay on medication for your whole life? Like, how does it work?
The general accepted treatment is medication for a while, at least 5 years, but usually your whole life, yeah. They also recommend being active, working, whatever, being just like any person would keep up their own mental health or feel good is what's recommended for a person with schizophrenia.
Okay, now you talked a lot about this homeless thing that seemed to have had a real effect on your mental wellness or just it sort of made your situation worse. So how did you become homeless?
I was struggling at the time. This was after the nervous breakdown in 2011. Weed isn't recommended for people with schizophrenia, but that's kind of
weed is not recommended for people with schizophrenia. You heard it from him.
It's a slippery slope. I think it can have some benefit if taken properly, or maybe taken with little THC, or even taken full-blown weed. I think you can make use of it. But for me at the time, it wasn't that good. I was going through a lot of. It heightened my struggle. Okay. So at that point, I got really upset at my dad for something that was past trauma with him, because he was controlling me when I was a kid. And I got so angry that I said, screw it, I'm leaving home, I'm gonna become homeless and live in shelters. And so it was because of.
So you chose to leave home.
Yeah.
So how did you, were you taking medications at the time?
No.
Okay. So what happened when you became homeless? Like how did, you must have been going through something traumatizing.
Yeah. It was even before I became homeless. I started already having some psychotic symptoms. Once I became homeless, they obviously got worse because no diet, no good diet, no good support. The usual things with homelessness. You've been homeless too, so you kind of remember some of those things.
I understand.
It's a really shitty kind of environment for a person struggling with mental illness to be homeless, because that just makes everything worse. You don't have a safe place to process emotions. You don't have a structured routine. You're vulnerable. So while I was homeless, though, it was a trip. It was like a psychotic, very interesting trip. There were some really interesting parts and fun parts. A lot of very difficult psychotic experiences. Just to go into brief detail, it was started with telepathy with people. I would communicate with people in my head, which I met in person, but communicated with them after I met them. And some of those interactions were really, really vivid, more vivid than this, you know? It's like you feel them and they're answering you, and it's just amazing, you know?
So when you were in the shelter, did you, because when you were at home, you say you had a few episodes. Did you ever have any real episodes at the shelter? Or you were too busy trying to figure out this anomaly of concerning everything? Like from being in a safe space to not knowing if the person next to you is gonna kill you, rob you, or whatever.
I was too lost in my own trip to really worry about things, but obviously still affected me. And the whole homelessness, 6 months of it, I was in an episode, you could say. A pretty bad one, yeah. So
how do you feel about, you've been taking medication now for how long?
9 years.
Okay, and how does this medication make you feel? Is it helping?
My personal view about medication is over-medication is bad. No medication can also be bad. The right dose can help you to bring you down a little bit, where you could still have some symptoms and your regular feelings, your regular emotions, and you could actually work just like anyone else works with their mind, to slowly recover and get better. But for a while I was over-medicated, really over-medicated, and that's actually really bad. It feels really bad to be over-medicated.
Well, you know, for me, I find that, you know, the challenges, I mean, there's so many challenges being a young person, mainly when you become homeless and you've chosen that. I'm sure your mother reached out once or twice and said, come home, or what's happening with you, and all of this stuff. Yeah. And, but when you think about the mere fact that you're a young person and you should be doing things that young people should be doing instead of going to doctors and being homeless and stuff, you should maybe have a girlfriend or playing sports or hanging out with your friends. This is stuff that you probably missed in the 6 months that you were homeless. Did the homelessness wake you up into reality?
I don't feel like I missed anything, because when you're 20, which is when I was homeless, you have a lot of pressure on kids, 20-year-old kids, to find a job, keep a job, go to school, and that's nice. I don't feel like I was missing. I had a very good teenage life, a very good few years, and didn't feel like I was missing anything, to be honest. One thing I will share was when I had that breakdown, the nervous breakdown. Before it, I was, you know, like a teenager. You know, you can see it on my face. Afterwards, I took a picture of myself while I was really struggling, and part of me is like, whoa, I feel like an adult now.
Oh.
So it's I'm still not, you know, fully an adult, but it changed me. You know, it really helped me grow a lot, I think, which is not a very popular opinion about mental illness, is it helps you grow. People think it's just a nuisance and something needs to be fixed and medicated and repressed and basically ignored or treated, yeah. But people don't talk about the fact that it is, in my opinion, spiritual growth, emotional maturity, personal development, that kind of thing.
Okay. Now, did you ever have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I've had maybe a couple after all the psychosis, after getting on medication.
Okay.
Before that, I also had maybe 3 or 4 when I was a teen.
Okay. Now, because the reason I ask you that is because, you know, sometimes women or even when you're young, girls are looking for, you know, boys that are just either playing football, are strong, have a job, a truck or something like that. They can drive around to the movies and they have money so they can do stuff, you know, eat ice cream, go have ice cream and chat and all these kind of things. Now, did your girlfriends did any of them ever leave you because of this?
No, because I didn't have one while I was starting to get the mental illness.
So how did you deal with having a girlfriend when you were actually going through what you were going through. I mean, because when you were homeless, you couldn't have had a girlfriend.
No. Well.
Oh.
No. I
Okay.
didn't. Well, part of my growth was to let go of a lot of the need and desperation.
Oh, okay.
To have a partner. You know, obviously a part of me still wants one, and it will happen for me, but I have this, I try to focus on myself and my own personal development.
That's good advice. Focus on yourself.
Because, you know, we all think someone else can complete us. We don't feel whole already. We feel like we're half.
I'm glad that you said that. It made great sense. You have to focus on yourself. And that's true. People don't know that a lot of times you have to love yourself, focus on yourself, and worry about yourself. And you know, Roman, there's so many questions I could ask you. I just think that the fact that you sort of have taken control of your life, you're living on your own now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking your medication.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing well with it. Now, how often do you have to see a doctor? What are the doctors actually saying about you right now?
Well, I mean, the doctors think I'm doing okay. I'm still struggling. I still have my depressions and things I go through, anxieties, depressions, things I work on. The doctors see me as doing well. My doctor wants me to be more active, maybe have a job. But
that will help.
That will help, and I'm looking. I had a job where I was a funeral driver recently.
Oh.
And I really enjoyed it, but I quit impulsively, so now I'm looking to get something similar back. But yeah.
You know, sometimes we have to do jobs that we don't want to do. I always thought the world of drag was entertaining, was my big thing. But once I realized that from the direction of just a couple of people pushing me, they said, you know, maybe you should try to do this as well, because
nails. It was like a process. And, you know, as the days and the time went on, it started getting more and more expensive, you know. So it was never like, I just stepped inside one day fully done. It was like, oh my God, what is it? It was like a slow process of easing it in. And when I started transitioning, taking hormonal therapy, I had already moved away. I was on my own. So I was already like independent. During the time when I started transitioning, I was on my own, I was an adult. So it wasn't really, I didn't seek or ask for their approval for me transitioning. And I would have to say, during the time when I first started my hormonal therapy, I didn't see my mom for like a year. But she knew what was going on because we have a close-knit family. Like my brothers and sisters, they would always come to my house on the weekend to visit. And I would do hair at home. My brothers and sisters would stop over, and I'm sure they would go back and tell Mom, oh my God, you know, this is going on, and something, but she would never say anything. And a year had passed, and she wanted to get her hair done. And my sister brought her over there to get her hair done, and I guess she saw me like, and I wanted to let her know for herself that something was going on there. So of course I wore like a top that was complementing to the breast so she could see. But there was never anything said about it. But my sister did bring up the comment when she was talking. She was like, well, Paula was never attracted to guys, right, Mom? And she was like, no, never was. And that was like, you know.
You know, I want to say this, talking to you, I would never know. I would never know. And I want to say this here because I see a lot of this on social media now about Black women and trans women, and the